It's now 8:13.
Okay, good on you.
This is going to be Ipswich's greatest ever librarian.
Right.
And Harold the H. Cock-a-doodle-doo. He's going to tell us a story about this particular librarian. How are you, mate?
Oh, well, thanks, Danny. You've been waiting for this one. That's why you could remember it. It was overwhelmingly exciting. Librarians, greatest, don't normally go together in the same sentence. In this case, absolutely 176 years in the making, this story.
That's unbelievable. Let's hear the story about the greatest ever librarian in Ipswich.
Yeah, look, just quickly before I do, a big shout out to Jasmine. Now, she hasn't been 176 years in the making, but Jasmine at Dingley Village, Jazzy turned 16 years old today. So happy birthday, Jasmine. She's listening now and is very excited to listen about the librarian.
Happy birthday, Jasmine. Sweet 16.
That's right. Now, Jasmine, listen to this, because the very first library in Ipswich was founded in 1850. Now, this is an exciting story. Now, back in 1850, that's when the Ipswich Literary Institute, which was later the School of Arts Library, it opened on the corner of Brisbane and Wharf Streets. Now, that was the very first library here in Ipswich.
That's right.
10 locations and 176 years later, libraries today, of course, as you know, in Tolmer Place in Nicholas Street. But in all that time, the story of its greatest librarian has never been told until now.
Oh, well, let's tell it.
His name was John Henry Ingram. Now, he was a Welsh coal miner, of course, here in Ipswich. He came here to town and discovered the thrill of librarianship actually quite late in life. Now, Ingram was born in Wales in 1834. He arrived in Queensland at Brisbane in 1864 and made his way to Ipswich to work in the coal mines. Now, he actually became a pastor at the Ipswich Baptist Church and then went down to the Newcastle district where he preached for 14 years. But Danny, the pull of Ipswich, you know what it's like. You leave Ipswich, you just want to come back. And it was so great for him that Ingram came home and again went down the mines. Now, after 3 more years down there, Ingram returned down to New South Wales as a Baptist pastor, this time at Kempsey. Now, look, Ingram had an epiphany of sorts, and Ipswich drew him home again. You just can't stay away. But this time, he didn't go to coal mining or even into the church, but he went to the library. Now, somehow, the Ipswich town elders saw something special through the black coal dust on his face, and this Welsh coal miner became, well, he was a Baptist minister, but he was actually appointed the new librarian at the Ipswich School of Arts, the head librarian. Now, for the next quarter of a century, 25 years, Ingram immersed himself in the School of Arts library that back then was in Ipswich's town hall, or the old town hall, which is now the Ipswich Art Gallery on Business Street. That's where he was. And it was during this time in the library, which was this is the best time of his life, that Ingram watched his young children grow. Now, his oldest son, Herbert, he was given the best education, attending North Ipswich Seminary, the Ipswich State School, East Ipswich State School, and then the Ipswich Grammar School. Now, Herbert was apprenticed as an artist to another artist of some repute who had studied under the masters in Europe and America. Herbert won the Rosewood Art Show for a portrait of Ipswich's Reverend Joseph Walker, who incidentally, he was an unfortunate reverend because he collided his buggy into a tram and then died of dengue fever. And another painting that Herbert was quite famous for was of Ipswich Grammar School, which the trustees loved so much that they bought it and hung it in the school. You can go see it today. But it was the death of Ingram's daughter, Martha, in 1902 that changed everything for the librarian and his family. Now, Martha's widower was the Ipswich Baptist minister, the Reverend Frederick Buckingham. Now, distraught with grief, the Reverend Buckingham and his brother-in-law, the artist Herbert, they went to New Zealand to effectively start life again. Now, meanwhile, here in Ipswich, Ingram, the father, he finally succumbed to the understandable pressures of long-term librarianism, and he retired. In 1910, he followed his son to Auckland in New Zealand. And Danny, if you remember, that's where I picked up the trail, because you sent me on on assignment over there.
On assignment.
To trace that. You said, look, find our librarian. So that's where I went to Auckland, and I picked up a trail. And I just had to experience what our librarian, when he was walking around the harbour, he was walking around the streets at Auckland, and that's where I went to just walk in his feet. Now, over there, the son Herbert continued to excel as an artist. One of his paintings was shown in Rotorua, and was declared the best of its kind ever seen in the town. But Ingram, even though he was in Auckland, just like me, we both came back to Ipswich, and he came home again. And over the 40 years that Ingram actually lived in Ipswich, 25 of them were as the Ipswich Librarian. And a life membership of the library was bestowed upon him. This was an honour that hadn't been given to anyone else before him.
That's right.
That's right. He was the first ever life member. And Ingram liked nothing more than to spend an occasional quiet hour in the reading room, as you do. Now, Mr. John Ingram passed away in Ipswich in 1913, aged 79. And to make the day more poignant or tragic for his library family, his 6-month-old granddaughter Elsie died actually on the same day as he did. So John Ingram, he was a coal miner, a Baptist minister. He was the longest-serving head of the Ipswich Library ever, for 25 years, and the first ever life member. And Danny, I think I'm safe to say he was truly Ipswich's greatest ever librarian.
Absolutely brilliant. And he a diversified career and ended up in the library for, 25 years?
25 years leading Ipswich readers in the reading room. Just an awesome career.
Now, where can we find this story and all the other stories about history of Ipswich?
History Out There. That's what you got to look for. You can go on all the socials for History Out There. That's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or you can go to my website, historyouthere.com. This story will be there first thing in the morning.
Get on and record a video for us for historyouthere.com of you running along with your arms cocked out like wings going, hark, 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 hark. And we'll see it ourselves and see who's listening out there to the Ark Man, Henry.
And an alternative video, though, this is maybe for the more introverted librarian types, is they could have a video of them in the library in silence. How good would that be?
Well, that'd
be...
Yeah, I'd love it. Yeah, but I remember we got some of the Arks before, and it was very funny.
Oh, they were brilliant, yes.
All right,
who would forget that? This is our 300th story, Danny, so there's a lot to arc about. But thank you. I love to.
Well, I don't want you to arc up too much more, but anyhow. Now, coming up...
Happy birthday, Jasmine. No, you can't. I'm not letting you go. Happy birthday, Jasmine.
Jazzy, happy birthday, Dale. 16 years of age. You've got a life ahead of you. Make sure you learn lots and smile a lot. Very important. You know who we got coming up now, Harold?
Yes, I do.
We've got...
Jane Keogh.
Jane Keogh is going to talk about gang show history and horse tracks and stirrup irons.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We got some... We just educate. That's what we do here in Ipswich. Educate. Have a great weekend.
You do.